It's going to be real interesting when we have the other mic.
It's definitely not that one. Okay.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Oh, I won't want to drop those. I need those to listen. Alright, say something casual.
I know all 50 states in alphabetical order.
Really?
Yes, I do.
I don't.
I do. Did you ever sing that song, The 50 Nifty United States, in school? Well, we did. And I don't remember the song, but I retained the states. And that you do it in alphabetical order in the song, and I retained all of them.
What's the last one?
Wyoming.
Okay. Alright. Oh, shit. Okay.
Yep.
I want to keep that.
We will.
Alright, now we're gonna try this.
Okay. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming.
Oh my god.
Told you.
I don't even know all the states, right? You could give me a map and I'd be like, I know 4 of these.
Have you ever, show me a map, an unmarked map, and I'm not going to be able to tell you where shit is, but have you ever seen that episode of Friends where Chandler makes them play that game? And it's the 50 states game, and he like tries to prove that nobody can ever write all 50 states, like people just don't know all 50. I want to play that with people because I will always win.
Okay. Alright. No need to flex so hard.
What was that thing you held up to me earlier that you said I could have some if I wanted? Was it chocolate?
This.
What is it?
Potato chip
I'm sorry. Welcome back to Crime in the Coconut, a true crime spooky podcast where all we do is eat while we're recording.
Yes. I got some gourmet chocolate from Michael's craft store.
Dude, Michael's has some stuff, okay? Oh, it smells just like normal chocolate.
Good?
Excellent.
It's like kettle chip almost. You can tell
Yeah.
it. Alright.
10 out of 10. Potato chip chocolate.
Alright. Welcome to Crime in the Coconut.
My name's Ashley.
And I'm Amanda.
It's September. It's already been September at this point for you guys.
Yes. No. Yes.
It's September right now in real time.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
We pre-record if you didn't know that already, and time is just a construct to us.
It's an enigma.
It is.
I'm an enigma.
Correct.
Who isn't an enigma?
Who isn't an enigma?
Speaking of, the killer I have today had a very skewed reality.
Segue. What a good segue. I don't think we've ever had that good of a transition before in the history of the show.
Yes.
Who's your story about today?
John Haigh, also known as the acid bath killer.
Like real acid or like tripping balls acid?
Like real acid.
Okay.
Also, when I get a lot of my sources from Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
I love Wikipedia. I like to think of my articles as I read it to you.
From Wikipedia.
Yes. So you don't have to.
Exactly.
With a couple other sources sprinkled in, and obviously not plagiarized, but whatever. But I donated to Wikipedia.
Because it's just so good.
Because they asked me to.
Not because I think it's great, because they asked me to.
They said only $2.75 can help us out greatly. We provide you with so much information.
And you were like, yeah, you do,
yes.
Wikipedia.
I was like, God, I gave him $5.
Aww. This is not being sponsored by Wikipedia, but if you can pull strings at Wikipedia to get them to sponsor us.
But the point I'm making is Wikipedia gives us a lot of information, and I would hurt deeply to see them go away.
It really frustrates me, and maybe it's different now, because it's been a while since we were doing reports in school, but it used to frustrate me when they said Wikipedia was not a source that you could use, because 9 times out of 10, you are going to get the correct information on Wikipedia.
I think that was, like, back then when people could, like, finagle their way into, like,
which
editing.
they can still do that now, but it's so, like, scrubbed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Wikipedia is constantly Like, you try to make a Wikipedia page for yourself, it's going to get taken down in, like, 3 seconds.
Yeah, and people work to do that.
Exactly.
So give them a little money. Like,
Exactly.
I love Wikipedia.
It's been a PSA.
Yes, I love you, Wikipedia. Give me your digits. All right. So John Haigh was born in Stanford, Lincolnshire, England.
Ooh.
And grew up in a village called Outwood in 1909. He only lived for 40 years after that.
Wow.
This was, like, during the heavy, like, industrialization period.
Mm-hmm.
So Haigh's father was an engineer. And then they basically lived, like, a pretty cozy life for that time.
Yeah.
Haigh was not subject to being put into the coal mines at the ripe age of barely learning how to talk and shit in a pot. So
good for him.
he was living a good life.
Yes.
Which sounds ideal, but his parents were crazy religious and were members of the Plymouth Brethren.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
The Plymouth Brethren are a conservative evangelical Christian movement that can be traced back to Dublin, Ireland, 1820s.
Wow. Okay.
They claim not to be a denomination of Christian and believe that the Bible is supreme authority of church doctrine and practice. It's kind of whack if you look into it. They don't believe in pastors because they're considered a gift or something.
That's a little... Okay. It sounds like a very contradictory religion.
I had a run-in with some people like this. My first boyfriend in high school, which, like, poor little naive Amanda, your first serious relationship and you get thrown into a cult family.
Who hasn't been thrown into a cult family, though? I mean, really?
I
Who
met
among
them
us?
from church, but they ended up not going to church anymore because they felt that the church was corrupt, so they would have their own, like, sermons / like, Bible studies at their house.
Which I guess is not in and of itself a bad thing.
It would last, like, 5 hours.
Okay, that's a little much.
And
Church doesn't even last 5 hours.
I would have to sit there and listen to them, like, scream about how literal the Bible needs to be taken. They didn't celebrate Christmas because
It's not like a real timeline. It's a pagan holiday.
Yeah, and it's basically worshiping an idol. A Christmas tree is like worshiping an idol, and you're not supposed to, like, there's some reason that you're not supposed to have gifts.
Yeah, okay.
Which I can see kind of where this Plymouth Brethren thing is coming from.
Yeah.
Which, you know, only solidifies the point of them taking the Bible so literally. Like, that is their, like, supreme authority, which is kind of like what that family was. Like, They didn't need a pastor. They didn't need sermons.
They just needed the Bible.
Read the Bible.
Okay.
And talked about it.
I think I know quite a few people like that now that you're describing it that way.
I had a weekly list as to why I wasn't a godly enough wife. And
how old were you?
16. And
I'm so happy you made a sharp left turn out of that.
Yes.
That, Amanda.
I didn't need friends because your husband's the only friend you need. It was rough. Little poor Amanda, quiet little baby girl, did not know.
Man, I was raised Catholic and I thought that was bad. I had way more freedom than that.
It was awful. I'm sad my family didn't save me.
I'm sad I didn't bring you to my youth group. We were way more normal.
So
back on topic.
Yes. I'm having, like, war flashbacks.
PTSD.
So another thing, Haigh's father had a birthmark on his forehead that he told Haigh he received from God for sinning, and if he sinned, he would also receive a mark. He also claimed that his mother did not have a mark because she was an angel. Haigh tested this theory by sinning purposefully to see if he would receive the mark, and when he didn't, he thought that God was not a threat to him.
Oh no.
And this skewed his, depiction of reality. Haigh later in life claimed that he suffered from reoccurring religious nightmares during childhood, but it's speculated that he only said these things to plead insanity.
I think he probably pulled it out of his pocket to plead insanity, but I could see that being a real
I'm sure
thing.
It was like, hey, I got a fucked up childhood, let me use it as leverage, but
Right.
I don't think, like, any of that was true.
No.
Haigh was extremely intelligent, excelled at the piano, and enjoyed classical music. Get this. You were in orchestra, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He often went to concerts featuring people like Bach, Vivaldi, and Tchaikovsky.
I would have killed to
That's what I
be
said.
there.
I said, this part made me happy because I've played music by these composers. You have too.
Yeah.
And they're amazing, and I grew up with a friend who adored these people. And to think of going to a concert, like, yeah, I saw Katy Perry last year, but instead of being like, yeah, Bach was pretty cool, should have seen the light show.
Oh
like,
my god, I love classical music. When I write, I can't listen to music with words because then I'll like forget what I'm typing. So I started at like 10. I would just listen to classical music while I wrote because there's no words in classical music.
Yeah.
And then when I entered middle school, I played the flute, the saxophone, the clarinet, and the piano.
That's awesome.
What did you play? Share with the class.
I played viola for 6 years.
Wow, I don't think I knew that.
And then I know some guitar. That's about it.
Nice.
And I know, like, some piano.
I know the ukulele and the harmonica now.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, I used to play. I took guitar in high school, but I'm not a very good guitar player.
Can you play harmonica like someone's sitting in a jail cell?
Yeah, kind of. It's actually really hard to play harmonica. I didn't think it would be that hard. You have to have a very big, like, window of breath to play the harmonica.
You have to sit on the caboose of a train with your knapsack of underwear.
The only thing I know how to play is Piano Man. But it sounds really fucking cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So at 25, Haigh married his wife, Betty Hamer. They divorced a few months later, which I thought was really weird, and I couldn't find anything else about that.
Maybe she fucking knew.
Except that Betty had a child after the divorce, but put it up for adoption and left Haigh. And then his parents ostracized him. I'm assuming because divorce, like, wasn't...
Not a good thing in the religious community.
Yeah, which is... I want to know what happened during those few months of marriage, because for Betty to be like, fuck this, I'm out. He had many jobs, such as being a choir boy, an apprentice in a motor shop doing motor engineering. He did not like it. He said it was too dirty, and he would wear, like, a mask and gloves, which, like, wasn't the thing.
Because they didn't put him in the coal mines.
Yeah.
He wasn't used to it.
Right. He then took some jobs in advertising and insurance, but had problems with stealing that got him fired. In 1936, Haigh's now 27. He moved to London and quote-unquote worked for some pretty wealthy people. I use heavy quotation marks because he was a fraud and would pretend... he would, like, make up lies and pretend in order to, like, steal from these people. So he'd be like, oh, I'm just here to, like, do some checking up on your house quality, and then would, like, steal stuff from them.
So, like, a faux handyman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if it, like, handyman exactly is what he did, but he would,
yeah,
fake advertise or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if it's a chain, it's free reign, but Haigh kept getting caught.
Yeah.
He served 4 years and was released just after the Second World War started. While in prison, Haigh released his frequent arrests. Oh, wait. I said the wrong word. Restart.
Rewind.
While in prison, Haigh realized his frequent arrests were due to him leaving his victims alive to report the crime.
Oh, no.
Who did that remind me of? Who else did that?
We recently talked about Ed Kemper.
Yes, Ed Kemper.
He was 15 when he got
yeah.
put away, and the older prison inmates said you can't leave them alive.
Yes, I see a couple similarities.
Yeah.
Haigh referenced a French murderer named Georges Alexander Serret, who disposed of bodies using sulfuric acid.
Oh, man. A la Dahmer. Before Dahmer even existed.
Yes. A la Dahmer. This French murderer was the last person to be executed. I don't know how to say this. AIX-EN-province.
I would say in IN province if it's French.
Because IX is silent.
Yeah. IN province.
And he was guillotined for double murder.
Guillotined.
I don't remember who his victims were, but he only ever killed 2 people, so it might have just been like a personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Haigh experimented with this disposal of evidence on field mice and found that they dissolved after only 30 minutes of being in the acid.
Very Dahmer of him.
Yes. Yes. This guy, he's way ahead of his time.
Oh, yeah.
Haigh's victims, now we're going to get into those. He was convicted of 6 murders, but he claimed he killed 3 more.
Okay.
The 3 other ones are kind of nameless. I wonder... His parents ostracized him, and that's the last time they were mentioned. I wonder if he killed his parents.
Maybe.
but that was never confirmed. That's just...
And it was so long ago that, like, that kind of thing could easily just be not reported, and...
Yeah, so I think that, especially if they were, like, as crazy religious as they were, they probably didn't know very many people.
Exactly.
But that's just a theory, a speculation of mine. His first victim is William McSwan, who is a former employer of Haigh's. They bumped into each other at a local pub after Haigh was released from prison. Mm-hmm. McSwan introduced Haigh to his parents. Haigh learned McSwan earned all of his money from collecting rent from their London properties. He got extremely jealous of this. Like, his motivator is money.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if this will be sexually motivated.
No, it's money. He, what was it? He claimed that he thought it was stupid for people to have to work 8 hours a day for a small sum when there was an easier way to do things.
Well, it's true, but this is not the easier way.
Yes, but that was his reasoning, was I'm not killing people because I want to kill people, I'm killing people because it makes me money, is what it was. It was a job to him,
fucking
basically.
turd.
A turd. So McSwan introduced Haigh to his parents. Blah, blah, I already said that. Okay. Haigh was extremely jealous of this. I said that again.
It's okay. Sometimes we forget.
Look, I didn't bullet point this one, so it's okay.
All... That I have to. I've done notes where I don't bullet point, and it all goes to shit when I don't bullet point.
Jeez. This is a long one, too, for me. On September 6, 1944, Haigh had struck McSwan over the head and put his body into a 40-gallon drum full of sulfuric acid.
Holy shit.
After 2 days, McSwan's body...
was sludge.
Yes. And Haigh poured the body sludge soup down a manhole.
Ooh, body sludge soup. That's so good. It's awful. But...
Yeah. I imagine, like Goosebumps, like, green.
Yes, every time I hear about body sludge, it's like that gross, greeny, black, nasty, like newborn baby poop color.
It's like bubbling.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little bit of steam coming off of it.
Haigh told McSwan's parents that their son had run away to Scotland to avoid being drafted into the war. Haigh then lived at McSwan's house and collected property money for himself. On July 2nd, 1945, so we almost lived there for like a year.
Damn.
Haigh lured McSwan's parents to his house after they began to question their son's return as the war was coming to an end. He told them their son came back for a surprise visit and struck them both on the head and disposed of them using the acid. He then began to collect McSwan's father's pension checks and sold their properties. He then moved to a hotel in Kensington.
Jeez.
I don't know how UK money works, but from McSwan's family, he got £8,000. I don't know if it's pounds or...
It's probably pounds. I know there's, like, different... You know how, like, we have the $20 bill, the $10 bill? They have different, like, little things, but I think their currency is just called pounds.
And there was another person he killed was the last victim. He also got about $8,000 from her, too.
So I wonder... I wish we would have done the conversions.
I know. I went to do it, but then I forgot.
And it's kind of hard because it's so far back that it would be a completely different conversion set now. You'd have to convert what the euros were... and then convert the euros to American money. But it's probably, like, close to double or triple in American money.
I imagine it was a decent amount.
Yeah.
Haigh had a gambling problem and began to run low on all the money he stole from McSwan's family.
This fucking guy wants to make money, then all he wants to do is fucking lose it. I have a major, major qualm with gambling. It actually, like...
I've never gambled before.
It sets me on fire. I had a full-on panic attack in Vegas once at a craps table. We'll go into it another day.
Okay. I want to do it, but I don't have a desire to.
Yeah.
Because I like my money being mine.
Agreed. I don't have very much of it, and I really don't want to lose it.
Right. He then came across Dr. Archibald Henderson. I love that name.
I know. Archibald and Reginald are two of my favorite names.
Dr. Archibald Henderson and his wife, Rose Henderson.
Oh, so good. Archie and Rose.
Yes. He pretended to be interested in a house that they were selling. Then he was invited by Rose to play piano at a housewarming party, and he stole a revolver that same night from them, but he didn't use it.
Okay.
Yet.
Haigh
rented a small workshop in Sussex and moved his acid drums there. On February 12th, 1948, Haigh invented
The acid drum.
He invented killing people. Okay, so February 12th, 1948.
I actually think Cain invented murder because he killed Abel.
Yeah.
How very unreligious
That's actually,
of you.
yes. Murder wasn't even a thing then.
Exactly. He just made it up.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I know what I'll do. This will solve all my problems.
He's gonna sleep forever.
Oh my God.
Haigh invited Henderson to his workshop, claiming to show him an invention. And when the couple arrived, Haigh shot both of them in their heads. After putting their bodies into the acid, Haigh forged a letter and sold all of their possessions except for their car and their dog, which he decided to keep.
Thank God he decided to keep the fucking dog.
Dogs can't make him money.
Yeah, that's true. Like, what?
Yeah, dog's not gonna tell anybody.
That's true. And dogs are really fucking cute, so maybe he had a little bit of a heart.
Maybe. Haigh's last victim was a fellow resident of the hotel he stayed at. She came to him with the idea of artificial nails, knowing that Haigh was an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this... They just said artificial, like, fingernails.
Okay.
I don't know if that's, like, what acrylics are today, or...
I would imagine
that was
they
even
were
a thing back then, and she was like, I have a great idea.
Let's look up when fake nails were invented.
Yeah, okay. When was this? This is, like, 48-ish.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
When were acrylic nails invented? 1954. This lady thought of it first, and then he fucking killed her.
Yeah.
This lady would be a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
God damn
You
it.
should have killed her after she invented it. And make her more money.
Really? Think of that. How fucking rich
That
she
was
would have
an
been.
investment, Haigh.
God damn it.
So, her name was Olive Durand Deacon, and she was 69 years old.
Oh my God.
She was probably the cutest little old lady.
Old Olive.
He shot her in the workshop in the base of the neck.
Oh.
Took her expensive possessions, including, like, a really fancy, like, goat pelt jacket.
Yeah, she
had.
seemed like a fashionista if she was thinking about acrylic
Oh,
nails.
yeah, for sure. And then he put her in the acid. 2 days later, a friend of Olive's reported her missing. Try not to die.
Okay. Don't die. We gotta talk about Olive.
Detectives realized Haigh's story. Oh my God, fuck.
Oh no.
Detectives realized Haigh's history of theft and fraud and began to search the workshop, finding plenty of evidence to indict him of all the murders.
Mm-hmm.
This workshop also did not have any kind of drain for Haigh to pour his concoctions into.
So they were just sitting in the barrels?
So he just dumped them on a pile of rubble behind the workshop.
That probably smelled foul.
And he had like all the paperwork from selling properties. He had Olive's little fur jacket. Like,
my God.
He kept everything in there, which
Yeah.
is like the gold mine of evidence.
Stupid. Put that in the acid drum, you idiot.
Yeah, you idiot. You stupid dummy.
Stupid.
A pathologist revealed 28 pounds of human body fat,
Oh.
a part of a foot, gallstones, and part of Olive's dentures.
Oh, because she wasn't done dissolving yet.
I don't know, but for some reason he was like, yeah, let me just dump this on the ground. It's fine, I guess. Haigh claimed to have also murdered a young man named Max, a girl from Eastbourne, and a woman from Hammersmith. Those claims could not be credited because Haigh was basically spouting a lot of shit to try to claim insanity,
Yeah.
and claimed he drank blood from his victims, which he didn't. And also said that as a child he would have nightmares dominated by blood.
No, homie, you had nightmares dominated by Jesus and that coin, okay?
Yeah. I have a quote from him, too.
Okay.
Talking about his nightmares, he says, I saw before me a forest of crucifixes which gradually turned into trees. At first there appeared to be a dew or rain dripping from the branches, but as I approached I realized it was blood. The whole forest began to writhe and the trees, dark and erect, started to ooze blood. A man went to each tree catching the blood, and then the cup was full. He approached me. Drink, he said, but I was unable to move. That sounds like some edgy teen.
Very edgy teen, and could he have maybe had this dream at some point in his life because his family was wildly religious?
And he was killing people?
Probably, but that wasn't why he was killing people.
I think he's just like, let me just talk about some trauma and they'll decide I'm insane.
He's like, I dreamt this once, that'll work.
Yeah. Haigh was denied his claim of insanity because he acted upon malice and intention of the killings. He also claimed later that he really hated having to kill and dispose of people because it was gross and dirty to him.
Oh God, I hate when people say, I don't like killing. If you don't like it, you don't do it that many fucking times. You do it once and find out you don't like it, and then you never do it again.
Yeah. I think he was pretty ballsy, though. Killing, like, a whole family from the jump, and then killing a couple.
Yeah. Yeah.
He started off strong.
It was little old Olive that brought him down.
Mm-hmm. That little old lady got her last one in.
Yep. I hope she got her fake nails in heaven.
Yes, me too. Some real nice ones.
Mm-hmm.
Haigh also misunderstood the term corpus delicti,
which means no body.
Which is a Western principle saying that a crime must be proved to have occurred before a person can be convicted of committing that crime, which is why he used acid, no body, no crime. For some reason, he thought that the acid body goop sludge counted as no body.
But that is a body. It's just
sludge.
It's just body. What was it? Body soup sludge. Body sludge soup. What?
Deconstructed human.
Yeah. Still the body though.
It took minutes for the jury to hold Haigh as guilty, and he was sentenced to death.
Good.
Just before he was killed, he asked if he wanted a brandy, to which he replied, "Make it a large one, old boy," and was hanged on August 10th, 1949.
Good fucking riddance. I have never heard of him before, ever.
Me neither. I stumbled upon it on Reddit.
God bless Reddit.
I don't remember what the prompt was, but I was scrolling through comments and someone was like, hey, it's like this guy that basically admitted to all the murders because he thought that there being nobody would not
wouldn't
convict
get the
him.
conviction. Do you know that there are people that they have literally never found a body and they still got convicted of the crime?
Well, this is like early people times. They're
yeah,
like,
that's true. Well, plus, he's just fucking stupid. I mean, forensics wasn't even a thing back then. What did he think was going to happen? They have to find some way to convict him.
Maybe he just forgot he dumped that sludge out there.
That's true. Well, and then they found her foot.
Yeah.
And gallstone. Like, what did they... What?
Well, I don't know whose foot or gallstone
well, but still, like, how's he going to explain... Where did these gallstones come from, homie? Did you just pop those bad boys out yourself?
It kind of makes me a little upset, though, that these people were all nice to him.
Yeah.
Like, his friend, or his old coworker, the former employer, and introduced him to his parents. And obviously they were friends enough to trust him.
Right. And had he just really, like, at any point given it a thought that, like, maybe these people can help me be the business person and make the money I want to make?
Well, he didn't want to waste the time making that money.
That's true.
It was just easier to take from people.
He was an aristocrat born into a middle-class family.
Yeah, he wanted to take the money for himself, and he was okay with stealing. But every time he stole, he sucked so bad at it, people would tell on him, so he would just kill people
them so
that
they
would
couldn't tell on him.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely a lack of like empathy.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think he ever said sorry. He never felt remorse. He was just like, oh, I'm just taking her money.
Yeah, he definitely suffered from mental illness, but he wasn't insane.
Yeah.
God.
I want to know what his parents were like.
I want to know if he killed his parents.
Yeah. Like...
I mean, they obviously, like you said, they're not mentioned again in his story, so, like, I assume they were probably still alive at the time that he died, because he wasn't that old. He was only 40.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance one or both of them was still alive.
Yeah. And then, like, Archibald and Rose were like, yeah, you can play piano at our housewarming parties, and we're gonna be your friends.
Sweet old Archibald.
Yeah.
Fucking turd.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and a little Olive.
Sweet little Olive.
She was probably like, oh, yeah, I've got a nice little fruit cake I made for you. Also, I wanted to make some fake nails for all my pretty little girlfriends.
Honey, I'm so old and this arthritis is setting in. I can't paint my nails anymore. It'd be real nice if I could just put some fake ones on.
Yeah, and he was like, that's a nice jacket you got there.
Yeah, he not looking at the big fucking picture, Haigh.
Yeah.
He would have made so much money.
He would have. And he would have been, like, helped her invent it.
Exactly. At that point, he was already a brutal murderer, though, so you deserved better, Olive. She's up there singing a 9 to 5.
I hope so.
Oh, that was good.
Thanks.
I like that.
Thanks. I haven't put that much effort in a story for a while.
It feels good, doesn't it? That might be one of your longest.
I think so.
I think.
I took notes from the way you do yours. I was like, Ashley always talks about the childhood, the victims individually. I'm like, I should put in a little more effort.
I honestly only do that because it's the easiest way for me to not jump ahead, because I did this when I was in high school and like grade school too. It's ironic that I have a podcast now where I literally have to basically make a book report every other week. Because I used to absolutely love writing reports.
Me too.
For class. I would research the shit out of that.
Yeah, it's fun.
God bless. I love research.
I miss writing papers. I'm really good at it too.
Me too. That's why I fucking love this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's an excuse to write a paper like every
week. Yeah. My formatting's garbage, but...
Oh, who cares? We don't... I write my sources on a sticky note at the end.
Yes. My source is Wikipedia.
I read it a little bit, kind of.
A little bit of Reddit, I guess. That's about it.
God bless Wikipedia. God bless Reddit.
All right.
You can find us on Crime in the Coconut, at Crime in the Coconut, on Instagram, at CITC Podcasts on Twitter. You can email us at crimeinthecoconut@gmail.com. Nobody ever does, but you can if you want to. Lots of fun stuff is coming very, very soon, so definitely pay attention.
October.
It's upon us.
Yes.
Happy pre-October, everybody.
Sure. Okay, bye.
Bye.